Welcome back to another episode of Music Sucks and I Want to Die. My name's Jake.
I'm Matt.
Today is going to be fucking fun.
Get your 211s out.
That's right.
We got some bad music for you.
Ooh, man. We're going to be discussing the worst bands of all time. We've each picked one.
There are many worst bands of all time,
Yeah.
I think. Well, there's one we should get out of the way.
Yeah. Let's start at the very beginning here. We're going to talk about, we talked about this in episode 9, I believe, Hardest Artist Downfalls. And this would be the band Chicago. They've been around for 50 years. I think it's actually like 52 or 3 years now.
I feel like they're never going to die either.
They're never
always
going
be like another member that still keeps it going.
Exactly. And they just keep putting out albums. Do you have a clip of Chicago 36 pulled up?
I can pull it up right now.
Yeah. So this band was once good, probably. I think so. They had like really cool creative albums. Chicago's 1 and 2 are both really good. 5 is really weird and cool. It starts getting kind of bad after that. They have like a brief resurgence in the 80s of like cheesy power ballads, which for me work. I think Matt hates them.
Yes.
But after that, so that I think like 17 was the last thing you can even call competent. And we're playing a clip off number 36.
Wait, what's the name of the song?
It was like Naked in the Garden of Allah.
I don't really want this on my search history.
I know you don't.
All right, shall we?
Yeah, fired up.
We are naked. We are innocent. We are deadly. We are broken. We are.
No.
I can't do it, dude.
Can't do it?
Do you need more?
Skip to like 1 minute. I know. I'm sorry. It's just got to get to the chorus. I don't know where to go.
We are
Oh my
children.
God. Good thing we skipped.
We are discontent. We are better. We are broken. We are
How long is this fucking verse?
I don't know.
we are lost. This televised democracy. Such adolescent fantasy. Random access to content. I think we're naked in the garden of Allah.
Thanks for making me skip to that.
Yeah.
That was worth it.
Yeah, so
I love music.
This band is ass crack and has been for 25 years, and somehow they keep making music.
Yes, I would say objectively the worst band of all
Yeah,
time.
I don't think we can really argue that. So, with getting that out of the way, Chicago being by far the worst band of all time, we're going to talk about bands that actually matter and are like currently famous,
Yeah.
or I guess currently being a relative
Well,
word, but
things are weird
have
now, but
been
yes,
have
yeah.
sold tons of albums at least. somewhat recently.
Contemporary popular artists.
Yes, there we go. And we're gonna basically just try and poop all over them because we fucking hate them.
Yeah. Our criteria for judging them on their worst bandness is that they just suck.
Yep.
We really hate listening to them. They are bad at what they do.
Yeah.
That was the criteria.
Exactly. So we're not going into some huge depth. We're not putting out a research paper on this. If you disagree with our opinion, you can go fuck yourself. Whatever, doesn't matter.
Yeah. I don't ever want to listen to these bands ever again.
Yeah.
After this.
And
So,
I actually had to listen to like 15 of songs of my band, and I think I hated every second. Every second.
It's funny how like we both picked a band and we both were like, these bands suck. And then we had to sit down and listen to it. And it's like, opinion hasn't really changed. Maybe I hate them more now. But there's no like hidden meanings or anything in their music. I'm not like, because sometimes you're like, oh, I hate that, like that hit song. And then it's like, but check out the album, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. And then you're like, oh, okay, it's kind of good.
It's not good.
It's not good.
And well, yeah, let's start with...
I'll go first.
Yeah, let's start with yours, because I just can't do it. I need a break from Chicago.
Well,
Who'd you pick?
since the dawn of time, white people have been stealing music from black people.
Yes.
And no band has done it as terribly, horribly bad white boy blues as the Black Keys.
Yeah, baby. This is... Yeah. I'm going to confess, I actually have never, in my mind, like, never actually heard their music. I'm sure
Probably
I
have, yes.
but, like, I've never put the face to the name or whatever, you know what I mean? So I'm kind of along with the ride with you listeners at home. I'm going to be processing this in real time.
They were formed in 2001 in some shithole in Ohio, I think. I don't really know. I don't really care. It's two dudes. I think one of them's name is Dan. I don't know. He plays guitar and sings. The other guy plays drums.
Okay.
So they're doing that whole like duo blues rock thing.
Okay.
Now, the easiest comparison is to the White Stripes, who did the exact same thing, although White Stripes predated them by like 4 years, I think.
Okay.
But they're both part of that like kind of garage rock revival. I'm not really going to get into like them versus the White Stripes, even though I could have a lot to say about that. But the Black Keys, sellout isn't even the strong enough word for this.
Like embarrassing commercial regurgitation, something like
yes,
that.
yes, because they're like, okay, we're a garage rock blues band, and it's like they don't have to be like down home kind of like just sitting like playing acoustic guitar kind of shit, but like just like every decision that was made in the songwriting process is so terrible. And to make it worse, their attitude is generally like, well, music sucks these days, and we're here like trying to like save it.
They're saving it?
Blah, 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 blah.
Oh man, they're the messiah of blues. Is that what they're going for?
Essentially.
Okay.
So I'm going to start with Lonely Boy off El Camino.
Fantastic. Let's do it.
Well, I'm so above you, and it's plain to see. But I came to love you anyway. So you hold my heart out, and I don't mind bleeding. Any old time to keep me waiting, waiting, waiting. I got a love that keeps me waiting. I got a love that keeps me waiting. I'm a lonely boy. I'm a lonely boy. I got a love that keeps me waiting.
So that's not the White Strip.
Well, it's got like 50 more tracks than any White Stripes
That's
song
true.
ever
Yeah.
had.
Yeah, that's the difference between them and the White Stripes, at least in the first, is like they're clearly going for the shitty garage blues rock
Yeah.
production as a means to try and like sell more records
There's-
or like whatever.
I could, like, point per part, even at the very beginning, that kind of that little. So that is like, you can tell it's like a whammy pedal or something,
Yeah.
which is fine, but it's just got like, you can hear like the digital sweep of
I
it.
absolutely heard that.
And I'm like, why didn't you just use like a whammy bar or something? If you're gonna like,
if you're gonna do that, it doesn't have to go down that far if you use a whammy bar.
it doesn't, no.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, the whole thing is like, yeah, we're playing this really garagey blues rock, but everything is so like pristine and digital sounding.
Yeah, while at the same time, like the vocals have like that kind of clipping, like fake clipping effects. Yeah,
It's like, and we'll see this more in the other song, next song too, but like, just like, I can just imagine how like carefully they like picked all the tones for each part. We're like,
Sure,
okay,
yeah.
we need a little like slap back reverby kind of sound on this, and then this part will have that nice fuzz, and then
yeah.
the
There are 4 producers in the in the boardroom or whatever. They're
Right.
fucking the council chambers.
and then like when the backup vocals come in on the chorus, it's like, oh,
Well, that was what caught me in a weird way because this mix was very I don't want to say mono, but very focused on the stereo image, at least in my headphones. Then when the chorus hits, it's clear that you've jumped like 3 decades.
Yes, right.
It was like bizarre.
It's like no transition to it either. Just all of a sudden, here's the rest of the stereo image.
Exactly. And it's like you just dropped an anvil on your chorus, you know, nothing else even happened. And like, that's another difference for me between like the White Stripes and this band is based literally off this 1 minute or however much you played is Jack White would have had some sort of little thing in between or would have had he would have created like a little different progression going to the chorus, like even on like fucking Seven Nation Army, right?
I agree, and like as obnoxious as Jack White is, like he does record everything to tape. Yeah, like he sounds like it.
He cares about the music he's trying to produce.
Yeah, that's the aesthetic. It's like they're both ripping off old blues artists, but like I feel like Jack White or Led Zeppelin or any other band
that's
kind of does
rock
it.
Blues influence.
They like find their own voice. This to me is just like, what if we did it but made it lame?
Hey man, it fucking worked for them.
It really did. So we're gonna move on to Howlin' for you. Really, just listen to his vocal delivery. I think it shines.
Oh, cool!
It is very soulful and bluesy, and I love it.
This is gonna make me feel good inside. Yeah, music's awesome. Da, da, da. Hey!
All right. Yeah. Well, I must admit, I can't explain any of these thoughts racing through my brain. It's true. Baby, I'm howling for you. Alright, there's something wrong with this plot. The actors here have not got a clue.
What?
Baby, I'm howling for you.
Please stop. I can't.
Is that the most obnoxious fuzz tone you've ever heard in your life?
Yeah.
In like the left ear or whatever? If I'm kind of
it's in my right. And since that's the right side of my earphones, then I'm technically correct.
Yeah,
but
probably
this
backwards, but
it was very confusing to me. Sorry, I don't know how you pinch a guitar that thin and make it like not want to kill yourself in like the engineer's mixing studio.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what I was saying. It's like they're very like, oh, we need this kind of tone for this, and like I appreciate that, but to me it comes off as so just like, what if we had just a nasty little fuzz thing?
Yeah,
and then like the tremolo guitar in the other ear.
Yeah,
and
it's weird.
It's weird. His vocal delivery really makes me want to die.
Yeah, oh no!
Like I forget what line it is, but it kind of like backphrased a little, and it was like.
Well, it was like a different cadence to the line. Yeah. It ended up in the first part of the next one, and it was if you're gonna do that, you have to sound like not an asshole,
right? I mean, and so this album I think came out before the one from the one we just listened to, and it's very obviously like a Howlin' Wolf kind of tribute thing. I mean, because I guess it may be all the old blues people because it's a little more stripped down.
Yes, it's a pretty thin production wise.
There was still that like backup vocal girl that really mixed deep in there. But yeah, God, I hate that. But even the cover, I mean, I know it's like a tribute to it, but I don't know if you know the Howlin' Wolf album that he did with like all the experimental, like kind of rocky psychedelic shit.
Familiar, yeah.
So there was like a weird story behind it, but essentially Howlin' Wolf did it, and I don't think he really liked it that much, and so the record company was like, this is the album, the blah 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 album by Howlin' Wolf. He hates it, but we think it's great. And the cover to this is an album by the Black Keys. The name of the album is Brothers, and it's like the same font and like everything. And it's like, God, I hate these people. Like
they're just like bad people, maybe.
It seems that way, and they're just so bad. Like I don't even care that they're ripping it off. I just care that they're doing it so poorly and generically.
Yeah, dude, I can listen to ripoffs all day.
Yeah.
I love ripoffs. It happens. Whatever. Even if you want to, you could call it an homage or a tribute. But like, dude,
yeah.
this is embarrassing.
You also mentioned you're like, oh, I heard this one as we
I
listened
have heard
to
this
it.
one, yeah.
Well, it's funny because I looked this up. This song actually has its own Wikipedia page.
Yeah.
Howlin' For You is featured on the soundtrack of the EA Sports video games, NHL 11, NHL Slapshot, and Need for Speed Playback. The song is featured in the films and in TV commercials for The Dilemma, Limitless, The Golf Trip, Moneyball, Dark Shadows, Sinister Gangster, and Deadpool. It is used as a theme song to the Australian police drama TV series Cops LAC, and has been featured in American television series CSI Miami, Detroit 187, Entourage, Once Upon a Time, Prime Suspect, Chuck, Necessary Roughness,
fucking
Sluts,
Christ.
Lucifer, Secret Diary of a Call Girl,
my God.
and the Chicago Code. MLB's Toronto Blue Jays used it as their home run song,
my
and the NHL's Arizona Coyotes used it as their goal song.
Jesus
The song was
Christ.
also featured in NBA 2K14 and The Crew 2.
Man, they got some dude, they got some shmoney out of this, man.
Again, good for them.
Yeah.
But I'm like,
They're getting checks on the weekly.
I can't believe how sellouty that is.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's all about that chorus on that respect.
It is. And
Yeah.
it's so generic, and everyone's just like, I love sports. I love
Yeah.
blues.
I love
I
I love slapback on my choruses. Yeah.
I only have one more brief thing to say on this next
Okay.
song that we're going to play.
Okay.
Because
You're fucking done?
Well, I
You're
just
out?
every fucking song's the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Except sometimes they're not ripping off blues people, they're ripping off classic rock songs that have come before it.
Okay.
So we're going to play a little bit of Breathe by Pink Floyd.
Oh, okay. Like the original.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Here's Breathe by Pink Floyd. All right, cool.
Yeah, it's Pink Floyd.
Pink Floyd.
And
you know.
I mean, I was taken immediately by how much better produced it is in like the 60s.
I know,
or
right?
whatever this song came
It's from
out.
Dark Side, so yeah.
Yeah.
So this is Weight of Love by the Black Keys.
Yeah. I don't know how much I can say about that. It's the exact same shit.
Like,
It's not the fact that they're using an E minor to A7
yeah, because
progression,
that's a million songs, but to use it in the exact same way at
Yeah. And
very close tempos at
very close tempos, very close beats, and it's not that it's an exact copy of the sound, but that like whistle overtone
Yeah,
thing
yeah.
is very Floydian.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, you guys just rip off everyone, don't you?
Yeah, dude. They don't care what bodies they leave in their wake, dude. It's like, why would they care? They have fucking video game placements. They got movie
I know.
TV show placements.
Apparently it's working.
Yeah.
So that is why I think the Black Keys is the worst band ever.
Yeah, because they steal music from black people and make it bad,
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
they make a lot of money out of
and then
it.
they make a lot of money. Yeah, and they're very commercially successful.
Yeah, and apparently they're assholes about it.
Apparently, that sucks ass. That band sucks.
So,
My band.
quick intermission though. Well, Jake,
Well?
I'm glad we took that 30-second intermission to change clothes and get different drinks.
That's right. Yeah, it totally isn't 30 hours later. We
Anyway.
we needed a fucking break after listening to the Black Keys. And after this, we're going to need like a cold shower or
a suicide attempt.
a suicide attempt or several Miller High Lifes, the champagne of beers.
Why, yes.
So, you did the Black Keys.
Oh, man, I'm getting a little, like, panicked
Yeah.
about what you might...
You're getting a bit of a fever here. Disco fever.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're talking about the single worst band to ever happen, except for Chicago. And that's called Panic at the Disco.
No, it's Panic at the Disco.
Yeah, the exclamation point really sells it for me. So, Panic at the Disco is fucking abysmal. Every song they've ever made until 2016 sounds exactly the same. And in 2016, they managed to make it sound worse. We're going to get there in a minute. But just, I guess, if you want any background information as if you cared, it was started by some random asshole named Brendan Urie from Las Vegas, Nevada.
Or like Brendan Urine.
Yeah, good one, dude. So in 2005, they released their first album and it instantly went triple platinum.
I Hate My Life.
I Hate My Life. Why don't you go ahead and play something off of that first album?
All right.
A Fever You Can't Sweat Out.
Why is all these song names so fucking... Well, I can't even tell you what the name of the song is. It
Because
goes
it-
past like what
yeah, yeah.
Spotify shows.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
There we go.
Sit tight, I'm gonna need you to keep time. Come on, just snap, snap, snap your fingers for me. Good, good, now we're making some progress. Come on, just tap, tap, tap your toes to the beat. And I believe this may call for a proper introduction. And well, don't you see? I'm the narrator and this is just the prologue. Swear to shake it up if you swear to listen. We're still so young, desperate for attention. I aim to be your eyes, trophy boys, trophy wives. Swear to shake it up if you swear to listen. We're still so young, desperate for attention. I aim to be your eyes, trophy boys, trophy wives. Applause, applause, no wait.
Well, that does sound like 2005.
It really does. They were the hallmark of that weird, I guess, emo. Not quite emo, but like very dense
Kind of like the
production.
newer emo, yeah.
Yeah,
right, yeah.
new emo. That's our.
Numos.
You're done. So, this is a really dense everything mix.
Yes.
This is a very dense everything structure. There's just a lot of production shit happening all the time. And that kind of defines their sound, which I guess isn't a bad thing
Well,
inherently.
this is like Loudness Wars era too, isn't
yeah,
it?
this is like mid Loudness Wars, yeah.
So yeah, I'm sure I can picture what the fucking file looked like right now.
Yeah. Is it just a fucking black bar
It
that
is
goes like
a
that?
black
Yeah.
bar, yes.
So, this is a bad song. I don't even know. So the thing is, like, there's interesting things in the songs. Like, there were cool, like, little guitar voicings here and there. The progression's not inherently awful.
It's hard to like notice these things though on first listen
Yeah.
because of how dense it all is.
Yeah,
and
it's
not
moving
in a
so
good
fast.
way.
It's
though.
moving so fast. It kind of reminds me of a lot of like, I guess like Japanese rock, where it's like super dense and
Yeah,
very cluttered
yeah.
in the mix.
It's a lot different than something like Stevie Wonder, where it's like on repeated listens, you're like picking out more and more things that you might not have noticed before.
Yeah.
But it's like still good the first time
Well,
you hear it.
that's the thing on a Stevie Wonder mix. There's honestly just way more space too.
Well, there is, but yeah, it just you know what I mean though. Like, 'cause,
I know what you mean, yeah.
they'll have bands where like very little things in the background. It's like it's all in there. This is like taking that idea and just pushing it all.
Yeah,
over the front.
everything is up your ass
Mm-hmm.
at all times. And we have to give a special mention to the fact that his voice is ass crack. It's painful, suffering. And the best part is,
hate
like, there's little things of auto-tune in there. Like, the dude can clearly sing.
Yeah, sure.
And it's just like, why would you add that so blatantly, I guess?
I guess that was also kind of the sound at the time. Too.
Was it?
It kind of was like a lot of times they were just like, oh, autotune's a thing now. We can really like T-Pain's fault.
Yeah. Oh, man. So, why don't we just fucking move on to the next one? I don't even remember what it was, because it's been, like, 3 whole minutes or something like that?
Yeah, it's been about
Yeah.
3 minutes
Yeah,
since
right.
we started.
Not
this.
30 hours.
All right, this one's called "We're So Starving" off Pretty Odd, which I
no,
think is their
dude.
second album.
It
Yeah,
sure is.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, how it's been so long sorry we've been gone. We were busy writing songs for you. Oh, how it's been so long. We're so sorry we've been gone. We were busy writing songs for you. Don't have to worry, 'cause we're still the same band. You don't have to worry, you don't have to worry, you don't. You don't have to worry, you don't have to worry, you don't.
Okay, please stop.
It's like one of those things where it's like the Beatles had George Martin, and that made it better. I don't know who these guys had. They had someone who I guess knew about music
Apparently.
and came up with this.
Yeah. So this is the album opener off their next album.
Oh,
Yeah. And it's like, the idea is supposed to be is like, the lyrics very clearly stays like, we're still the same band. We're going to, make this dope ass music for you. And it's still awful, very overproduced, lots of shit happening all the time. And there's like weird little extra bars, I guess, that are like cool, maybe. Sure.
yeah. I appreciate them trying, I guess.
Yeah. And it just does not work. Nothing is cool.
So was the fake crowd noise? It's more of a concept.
Yeah, it is.
Is this like a concept album?
I don't know. Didn't listen to the whole thing.
Yeah, that's fair.
Didn't want to. Couldn't do it. Couldn't make it past his shitty voice. Couldn't make it past the overproduction. Couldn't make it past the ideas of stuff happening that don't mean anything, I guess.
Yeah, it is odd because like a lot of the bands around this time too, and I'd say these guys take it the farthest, but all similar production style, all sort of like they were trying to maybe be above like garage rock and that kind of thing, you know,
for sure.
But it's like, why?
So also when I hear something like this, I think of pretty instantly with the dryness of the lyrics or like the very straightforwardness of it, like musical theater.
Oh, yeah.
And musical theater was very big in the mid 2000s.
I mean, have you seen their fan base?
I have not actually. I don't know what their fan base is.
Theater kids.
Okay, the theater kids. So they're very like drama band.
Yeah, what's that fucking their biggest hit? The I Write Sins, Not Tragedies.
Yeah.
That one is very much.
I didn't want to play that one because I couldn't suffer through it. So this band sucks ass. What else can we even say?
Well, Jake, what I've learned from Panic at the Disco is that they sort of went through a transformation in recent years, and now their style is much different.
It is. So I guess we can jump forward in time now. We've been in 2005, 2008. Now we're going to jump forward 8 years to 2016, and we're going to play a track called High Hopes.
I really don't want to. I hate
You're
this song
going to fucking play
much.
High Hopes, and I'm going to talk about something interesting with it and this next song.
Is it really going to be interesting?
No, but you're going to play it anyway.
Had to have high hopes for a living, shooting for the stars when I couldn't make a killing. Didn't have a dime, but I always had a vision. Always had high hopes. Had to have high hopes for a living. Didn't know how, but I always had a feeling I was gonna be that one in a million. Always had high hopes. Mama said, fulfill the prophecy, be something great. Go make a legacy, manifest destiny. Back in the days, we wanted everything, wanted everything. Mama said, burn your biographies, rewrite your history, light up your wildest dreams, museum victories. Every day, we wanted everything, wanted everything. Mama said, don't give up, it's a little complicated, all tied up, no more love, and I'd hate to see you waiting. Had to have high hopes for a living, shooting for the stars when I couldn't make a killing. Didn't have a dime, but I always had a vision. Always had high hopes. Had to have high hopes for a living.
Yeah! I love music!
Yeah, so they went off the pop deep end. You know,
I've noticed like a lot of bands like Fall Out Boy and like Death Cab for Cutie and like all the bands that were around back in like
Yeah.
the 2005 era. They're like, now it's just a singer and a producer,
Yeah.
even though they're still like a band, but
Sure.
like there's no guitar or live drums or anything in there. And it's like,
What happened?
I mean, like, I guess, what did happen to those guys? Yeah, are they even in the band anymore?
I don't know. I don't know who was in the band or why.
I mean, is it just the singer and like 5 producers?
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be, for sure.
Well, I mean, those are real horns, right?
Yeah, definitely real horns. Not samples from like... Okay, so here's what I actually wanted to talk about with this song. Is his voice, to me, is reminiscent of a really, really good singer, but just dumbed down in the worst way possible. And that really good singer's name is Bruno Mars. I think this is very Bruno Mars. Even the whole track itself is reminiscent of like maybe they're trying to go for like a Mark Ronson, Bruno Mars sound, because his voice can kind of do it, but just so white and shitty.
Yeah, I can kind of see that.
Yeah, just like with the lines like, bah, 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 you know, you can kind of hear that in like a Locked Out of Heaven,
Yeah,
or
okay.
something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And to me, they're just like going for that sound super hard in a way that doesn't work.
Well, I mean, I guess Bruno Mars is like the most successful like male pop singer at this
Ever,
point,
yeah.
or at that point.
Well,
yeah.
actually, I think this album came out before 24 Karat Magic, but he was already successful by then.
Yeah.
But regardless, they're going for that sound. I guess like the Bruno, Mark Ronson,
Yeah.
that era of pop. For some reason, like I guess their identity was shitty before though. So
Yeah.
but they were making
Yeah.
like approximately $10 million.
What's with these bands? Can't they just like stop like hurting us?
Yeah.
Now they have enough money at this point.
I guess that's kind of a common theme with us, is we consider like bands to be worse when they keep going past their expiration date.
Ew, weird.
Yeah, which is why Chicago is like our least favorite band of all time, probably.
I was reminded of like when I was playing the Black Keys one earlier today. That one song where like the chorus hits and then suddenly it's just like, oh my god, everything's in there.
Oh my god, that happened on the High Hopes
This
drop.
one
Yeah.
though was like on crack.
It almost
like,
hurt.
It did.
Yeah.
It was like noise was going through my ears.
Yeah, it was fucking stupid. It sounds horrible. But then again, this is an era when people are not listening on headphones. Because on a phone speaker, I bet that sounds more powerful and like just because it's hard to get, you know, resonance out of a phone speaker, hard to get bass response, whatever.
Yeah.
And that's what people engage with music with on their these days.
Yep.
Not that we're old and bitter about anything at all. One thing I do want to talk about with this band is that they do try stuff, whether for better or for worse, and it's always for worse. But they like try like concept albums or like weird songs with different structures than a normal rock song.
That is true.
And that's what this next song is.
Oh.
This is called, off the same album, this is called Roaring Twenties.
Can I just take a moment before I play this? I've never heard this, but the title is Roaring Twenties, and I just know it's not going to be good. And
It's actually going to be hilarious, I think. I think it's hilarious. Let's try it.
here we go.
Broadway is black like a sinkhole. Everyone race to the suburbs. And I'm on the rooftop with curious strangers. This is the oddest of summers. Maybe I'll medicate, maybe inebriate. Strange situations I get anxious. Maybe I'll smile a bit, maybe the opposite. But pray that they don't call me thankless. My telltale heart's a hammer in my chest. Cut me a silk-tied tourniquet. This is my roaring 20s. I don't even know me. Roll me like a blunt 'cause I wanna go home. Roll me like a blunt 'cause I wanna go home. My roaring 20s. I don't even know me. Roll me like a blunt 'cause I wanna go home. Roll me like a blunt 'cause I wanna go home. Oscars and Emmys and Grammys.
Roll me like a blunt?
I want to go home.
What? Well, so Panic decided to rip off Electro Swing? Is that what's
I
going on
guess,
here?
yeah.
They're like,
They
that's
decide-
one market we haven't tapped into yet.
That's right. We can tap into like one of the worst genres in history, according to Vice. That Vice article.
Featuring Jake Seeley.
Yeah, I'm in that article.
I see your picture on it.
Yeah, I'm the thumbnail. Yeah,
my
of the
God.
yeah.
Oh, man, that's
it's
really
pretty fucking funny. But this song, there is something later on in the song that I want to try and get to, but I can't remember where it is because it's been like 3 minutes since we took that break, and like it's so embarrassing that I kind of want to just find it.
Oh God.
Let's just roll it and we'll just edit where it is in the shit.
This is my
Did that live up to your expectations of embarrassing? Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about the implications of going into halftime or, breaking it down into like a 6-8 meter.
I usually like that in music. I usually like it a lot.
Yeah, it's usually pretty fucking badass when that happens. This has A, no preparation, B, no release. So it has nothing.
Yeah. They just get slow and it sounds shitty.
Yeah.
It actually sounds like shittier than the rest of the song, like just production wise.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, it's the lazy part of it,
Yeah.
apparently. I do not understand the motivation behind switching there. Like, is it supposed to make the last chorus when they go back in a full-time hit harder? Because that didn't happen.
well, I think too part of that is because it's like all electronic. Like I feel like even just having real drums in there, just that feel, like a human feel of that.
Yeah.
But they just click like decrease tempo to this. Bam,
Or even like in a contact library.
Yeah.
6/8 loop.
Yeah, exactly. And like you can just feel it, and that's why it's just so like. Ugh.
Yeah, it makes me hate my life.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah. We have one more song.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. So, Panic at the Disco sucks my ass. We're going to leave you out of this main topic by playing the theme to a movie that came out pretty recently with Hugh Jackman called The Greatest Showman, and I have never seen it. I'm assuming it's awful. But this song is worse than the movie could ever possibly be. Have you heard this yet?
No, I've heard some of the songs from it. I don't know what's going to be worse, honestly.
That's a good point. I've never heard the rest of the songs. Fire it up, dude. Get it? Carnival?
Ladies and gents, this is the moment you've waited for. You've been searching in the dark, your sweat soaking through the floor. And buried in your bones, there's an ache that you can't ignore. Taking your breath, stealing your mind, and all that was real is left behind. Don't fight it, it's coming for you, running at you. It's only this moment, don't care what comes after. Your fever dream, can't you see, getting closer? Just surrender, cause you feel the feeling taking over. It's fire, it's freedom, it's flooding open. It's the preacher and the pulpit and your blind devotion. There's something breaking at the brink of every wall that's holding all that you know. So tell me, do you wanna go where it's covered in all the colored lights, where the runaways are running the night? Impossible comes true, it's taking over you. This is the greatest show. We light it up, we won't come down, and the sun can't stop us now. Watching it come true, it's taking over you. This is the greatest show. Colossal we come, these.
There's a lot to talk about with this.
Well,
Okay.
I should say this is the Greatest Showman reimagined album.
What's that mean?
So they took the soundtrack and then they had a bunch of artists cover each of the songs.
Oh, okay. So this isn't in the movie?
The song is, but not their
Not
version.
not this.
Now, I don't know this particular song, but the ones I have heard, it's not so far off. I mean, it's got
Not so far off the deep end? or-
well, as far as like how shitty this sounds.
Okay.
Like, I mean, it's definitely got Hugh Jackman singing.
Oh.
But
is that better or worse than Pierce
I
Brosnan in
don't-
Mamma Mia
yeah,
2?
yeah. But that musical is very like pop production-y kind of thing. So this is like way more than what I've heard. as far as just like shit thrown in your ears, but it's also like
It's along the lines.
They had pop musicians cover a pop musical, so it's sort of like okay.
Yeah. So here's the things I want to talk about, or like the little details that suck ass. For instance, they have this verses are in C sharp minor, right? So at the throughout the transitions of the entire verses, they use G sharp 7 to get back to C sharp minor. The last time through, they do B as a prelude to the chorus being an E, but it's super weak because they don't. Again, since it's a pop mix, there's not really that many chordal or instruments or anything. There's not enough except for one synth line, like kind of hitting the B in the middle, and then all of a sudden you're in a huge change, and there's like cross relations between the last line of the verse and all that, and then you get to the chorus and it sucks ass, and you're in like a 1-5-6-4 progression or something. And then they do this thing in the middle of the chorus, the second half of it, where they drop beat 1 and then hit on beat 2, but it sounds like fucking shit. Why does it do that? Because that's another thing I like in music, when you drop beat 1 and land on beat 2 of something. But it doesn't work here for.
I think it's just so unnatural and just feels so like a robot.
Yeah,
is
it feels
doing
robotic.
It like takes away all of the feel. Because even like the subtle sort of like tension leading into something like that that the musicians are feeling.
They'll crescendo or even rush a little bit. Yeah, or whatever.
You don't have any of that going into that. It's just like and it's like a million software instruments just all crash together.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. There's like
cool.
90 tracks right at the front of your face with this.
Yeah.
And I guess that's just kind of what I don't like about Panic at the Disco in general, is that they're very dense. Well, everything,
Yes.
yeah. But the density of the music without any like recompense for it. You know what I mean? Like the density doesn't accomplish anything. And they try to do like certain things. Like, let's take that other song we played, the album opener, We Are Starving, or whatever it was. There's all sorts of techniques you can use in songwriting, dropping beats, dropping phrases, adding an extra eighth note to the end of a bar, but in the form of a break to make the next bar hits like super whack. But they just do them all wrong. Like, not for the reasons they should be done. Like, generally when you do that for a reason. You know what I mean? We didn't have people writing in odd time signatures for no fucking reason.
It does seem like you were saying earlier, just like lifting from musical theater, because like musical theater obviously is notorious for that.
Yeah, they do that all the fucking time.
But it's in service of
what's
happening.
Yeah, in service of script, timing.
Yeah, and so it's like it sort of has developed this sound, but when you just have a straight ahead pop song that you're throwing those elements into, like I think it can work really well, but when you just willy nilly throw it all in there, it's like okay.
This episode's been just like kind of just sad for me.
Me too.
I just kind of hate it. You been listening to anything good?
Yeah.
All right, good.
Well, here's the part where I have the Jake thing where I have to pronounce a name that I can't pronounce.
That's right. Usually I'm the one who finds music from God knows where in the world.
I was listening to
Brace yourselves.
Anouer Brahem,
That's probably good.
a oud player from Turkey, and his album Conte. Amour.
You heard it here first.
We will write it in the description.
Yeah.
It's some words I don't know. Anyway, similar to the guy you had mentioned.
Robbie Abuko.
Yeah. So ECM guy.
Another ECM oud player?
Yeah.
Really?
There can be more than one, apparently. But all
There can be.
all original, kind of like that Arabic and jazz mix. But it's cool. It's oud, clarinet, ney, and percussion. I love me some ney.
Yeah. I was gonna say, this sounds actually kind of similar to Blue Camel. Yeah.
Really, I'd say it's a lot more spacey.
Okay.
It's almost like a continuous album. There's not a lot of like breaks, but it's different songs. But just long passages of each instrument playing solo, and then they'll come together, and like it's really cool. Kind of just like a meditative.
Yeah.
Put
Very
it on.
very melodic, I guess.
Yeah. Just very spacey and slow. There's not a bunch of like exciting moments.
Yeah.
But it's all just like it's cool. It's cool stuff, man.
That's dope, dude.
How about you, sir?
I've been listening to, if y'all know me, you know I love some 90s hip hop. Tribe Called Quest.
Yeah.
They're nasty.
That's all you gotta say.
That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
I forgot the album name because it was like, 30 minutes ago that we took this break and not 30 hours. So they're nasty. Yeah. I'm gonna take Yeah, it's like, what is it, that song, Can I Kick It?
Yes, you can.
Yeah, so whatever album that's off of.
Wow. Okay. You got any rants besides everything we just listened to?
I do. My rant comes in the form of positivity, which is something we desperately need after listening to Black Keys and Panic at the Disco for a better part of an hour. So, there's this YouTube channel out there that I really love called Film Score Analysis. And it might be film music analysis, so I'm just going to look it up right now because I'm a stupid asshole. It is film score analysis. And basically what they do is they analyze film scores in very, very excruciating detail and put like practical notes on about it too. So they'll have harmonic analysis and, orchestration analysis, but also how certain things tie into certain characters or why they chose these instruments in a mix or like interesting production details. And like they also have like behind the scenes notes because they clearly have access to some of these things.
Huh. I wonder who these people are.
I know. It's pretty cool though.
It's John Williams.
It's John Williams. Well, interesting. It's pretty much the only person they analyze on that channel is John Williams, because in our era of film composing, I don't really know anyone that would be interesting to analyze on those levels.
Oh, I can think of one.
Who? Don't. No, you can't. He was going to say Hans Zimmer.
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so Hans Zimmer is not interesting to analyze harmonically, and that's not even like a dig against Hans Zimmer. That's just a fact. You know what I mean? He doesn't have these huge complicated chords interwoven with detailed orchestration. And
I would like someone to analyze how many of his songs are in D minor so I can get a total ratio.
I mean, I remember we were watching this movie on like Halloween several years ago.
Ender's Game.
Ender's Game.
That was good.
Yeah, it was a really bad movie. But I'll never forget the moment. I can't remember where it was in the movie, but then the song started playing in D minor on the soundtrack, and I'm like, this is in the theater. I was like, dude, this has to be Hans Zimmer. This is in fucking D minor. And then I think in the theater, you were so bored, you just pulled out your phone and it's like, this is Hans Zimmer.
Every time.
Yeah, Hans Zimmer sucks ass. We're going to have a whole episode dedicated to him. But anyway, this channel, Film Score Analysis, goes into super detail and is pretty cool to watch. And all their videos are like kind of short too, so you can actually kind of watch it.
Hey.
But also like huge paragraphs of detail of things that actually make sense. Practical analysis of theory, as well as,
kind of like Adam Neely does.
Yeah, exactly. Just like Adam Neely does. That 7 levels of jazz harmony video will never cease to hurt my butt. Got any rants?
Similar. Mine's a positive recommendation.
Let's hear it.
It's an Instagram channel, very similar kind of to what you're talking about, called Sessions on Air.
Okay.
And this guy has like basically no posts, but basically once or twice a day he'll go live. And so you can only listen to this stuff if you catch it when it's live. And for somehow he has all the stems to like hundreds of classic songs. And so he'll sit there and he'll just be like, pick a song and he'll be like, okay, let's start with the drums. And he'll just play the drum track for a while and he'll kind of like groove out. He's like, cool, let's see what the bass is doing. And then like add them together and so on until you play the whole song. So he usually does like 2 songs over a few hours. But it's really cool because like, I don't know how he has all this stuff, but you can hear a bunch of cool shit in there. And like, it's really nice that he can just line up like bass and guitar. Let's see how they're interacting.
Yeah.
Like earlier today when I was heading over here to do this episode.
I like this commitment.
He did a Yes song and then a At the Drive-In song, and it was, I don't know, it was just like, wow, this guy is eclectic and he's got all this stuff. And the best part, unlike Rick Beato, he doesn't actually like talk about it that much when he's doing it.
Oh, he doesn't force his opinion on you.
I mean, he'll like kind of be like, oh, that was sick, or like,
okay.
oh, let's check out that again. But he's not sitting there like, well, he goes to the half diminished chord here, you can tell, and blah blah blah. Like, no theory shit in it. It's literally just like, check out this song, we can dig deeper into it. It's really cool. He's only got like, well, last I checked, like 6,000 followers, but I could see him blowing up very soon.
That'd be cool.
Because it's cool shit.
Yeah, I now have a rant thanks to you.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so my rant comes in the form of Rick Beato. I've only seen one Rick Beato video, and it was on recommendation from you, kind of. You told me to look for that series where he dives into stems of pop songs or,
whatever.
Yeah. And so I picked one at random of a band I love a lot, which is The Police. And it was a song, Everything She Does Is Magic. The verse, the progression is G, and then, A, and then G over B, and then A over C sharp. And then the choruses are in D, and the end of the verses are in D. They're literally the chord D. And at the beginning of the video, he's like, one of the 3 reasons I really like this song is because the whole song is in G Lydian. And that's just really unique for me. And it's like, dude, it hits a D at the end of the fucking verse, and then in the choruses are 5-1 over and over.
I've seen my fair share of his videos. I mean, like he knows his shit, but he also, it's like that boomer view, you know, like I've some of his theory videos. I mean, I don't watch them because it's all like basic shit anyway, but like it's definitely sort of like, yeah, I guess you could say that, but
why?
Yeah.
The verses are in G Lydian, and they're not, dude.
My favorite, like not favorite at all because it's really annoying. Like I watched some video randomly, it was on like, I don't know, it's like harmonic minor flat 2 scale or something stupid like that. And literally all he did is he played the scale and then he sat down and played like every single possible triad and 4-note chord you could get out of that.
Okay.
And it's like,
Why?
that's not helpful. That's just like 5 minutes of you sitting there being like, okay, here's like C, F, and G. Now here's C, F, and A flat. Now here's C, G, and A flat. Like,
That could just be like published in those guitar grimoire books or whatever.
yes, right. That's
Yeah.
exactly what it is. It's
Yeah.
like, unlock all the secrets of the blah, blah, blah scale.
Yeah, yeah,
And you're
yeah,
like, whoa, I will never use any of this. So he's, yeah, I mean, whatever. Music YouTubers, man.
Music YouTubers, not
Gotta love
even
'em.
once.
Not even once.
Not even once. I think that does it for us music YouTubers here at Music Sucks and I Want to Die.
Yeah, let us know what your least favorite bands of all time are, and maybe we'll not talk about it ever.
Yeah, how about that? All right, my name's Jake.
Matt.
Bye.
Can I kick it? Yes, you can. 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 Can I kick it? Can I kick it? Yes, you can. Can I kick it? Yes, you can. Well, I'm gone. Can I kick it? To all